Alrighty, guys, I'm going to show you another credit monitoring service called Experian.com. Okay, so you're able to pull a daily report when you have a subscription with Experian about what's going on with your credit report. And then if you have their upgraded plan, you can pull all three credit bureaus at least once a month. Okay, so when you log in, you're going to see this console. That's what your credit score, some basic information. You're going to come here to reports and the credit reports. And so maybe the details of what's going inside your reports. So let's go through this line by line. So the first off here, you can see today's report is on the 22nd from today's recording. His current credit score is a 615. All right, what's going on with this person? Let's dive a little deeper. So there's 13 total accounts, self-reporting. If you have the Experian Boost, it will be listed right here. So accounts ever late, right? Just one. You can see the summary of what's going on. He currently had one late payment. If you click on it, you can see the details. It looks like right here on last year in 2019, December, he had 130 late, right? There's a $500 limit. So what is his monthly payment? 46. So depending on that, so it's either from $25 to $50, but this person did not make a payment, not because he didn't have the money, because he didn't put his bills on auto pay. Okay? That's how important it is to be systems dependent, not human dependent. Okay, so let's go back to the rest of here. So he has 10 closed accounts, 13 open, no collections. You look at here. So Experian gives you a nice little summary of your credit utilization, your total credit utilization, right? Overall credit usage. So 78% out of a $56,250 total limit, he's using currently 43,984. Actually, zoom in just a little bit, make it look. And so you can see here in the debt summary, that is credit card and credit line debit is about 43,000, as I said. So, but if he has any other types of loans, which is say an installment loan, it'll be listed right here. So loan debt is 10,000. So the total that he has is currently 54,058. All right, so let's look at this real quick. So if you click on this, it expands. So Barclays Bank, right? It's a credit card. He's had it since 2019. Right? He is currently maxed out, right? 95% usage. By paying this down to at least 30%, you can probably expect anywhere from a 20 to a 40, 50 point increase. Just that little small thing by itself. So yeah, the total limits does matter, but it's really about the ratio, believe it or not. So within a $500 limit, if you had to pay it down to 30% usage, you see a significant increase. Okay, so if you only have so much money of liquidity to pay down debt, you have a few different accounts, right? One for $3,500, one for $500 limit. You're maxed out on both. Maybe wiser to first start with the smaller amounts, so that you can increase your score even more. So date open 2019, status date here. So it looks like this is still open of accounts. It's individual, meaning that he owns it. So if it was joint, it would be with somebody else. It's a revolving account, right? One of the 4 different types of trade line that we talked about. This is the history. Okay, so moving forward to the next one. Revolving charge accounts, right? $10,000 limits, 0 balance. So I would say, hey, can you do a balance transfer to this account, right? It's a revolving account, 0 balance, $10,000. All right, but you have to be careful here. It's a Ben Bridge jeweler. So this may be a revolving account, but you may only be able to use that particular vendor or that store. Right? Some of these accounts are only you're only allowed to use it with their store. So you can't do a balance transfer between this account to this account, most likely. All right, CB Indico. Typically, they're known for secured cards. That looks at $300 limit, 74% usage, right? Not so great. All right, look at this, 101% usage for this account, right? Just $1,100 limit. He's using 100 $1,118, right? So this is, paying this down would actually increase your score even more. One time I had a client that had the exact situation, had an 800 credit score, dropped 100 points, right? 103 usage. So the exact scenario, but he's in good standing, so he's still making his payments, just on the minimum monthlies, right? So $31, right? But if you think about it, some of these credit cards, you're paying 15 to 18, 20% interest. So that may be another factor of why it may be important to not one get in debt, but at the same point, keeping it at a low balance because you only pay back your interest and the balance that you owe. So back in there. So $500 limit, 99%, right? This is not a good scenario. So this is telling a story that this client, this person, is in financial distress, right? So date open 2005, 2015, individual, right? $100 limit, but it's only with Macy's, so you spend it there. And then again, what is he gonna do with $100? Right, so here's the Patel that we spoke about earlier on, 73% usage, $500 limits. So check card or line of credit. So typically when you work with a bank or credit union and you have an account with them, I bet you has a different account, right? There you go, right here, Telco Credit Union. So $10,000 limit, credit card revolving account. By having this account, they offered him another, overdraft line of credit. Something went wrong with his existing account, and we have that. All right, so here's another $25,000 check credit or line of credits. So he has 3 different accounts here. He is not sitting pretty with utilization. Okay, Synchrony Bank, whatever this company is. Okay, you can't use it for anything else but that particular vendor. US Bank, 84%, revolving account. Same thing here, Wells Fargo Credit Services. This is 2019. He has 1 Honda account. Okay, so it's a $10,000. So original loan amount, $10,153. Looks like he just got this car recently, right? Just a couple months ago. All right, so no collections. He has 7 inquiries. So look, the rule of thumb is what? No more than 6 inquiries per 6 months. So he is still in line with his inquiries. They stay on for about 2 years, right? No public records. Right? So personal information will be on the bottom. Now with Experian, you want to look at all 3. So you can see back in July, we had a 652, 637, 71%. So his financial picture hasn't changed very, very much, right? You want to open up a refresh. You can see here every 30 to 60, 90 days, they can give you a free report. Let's refresh. Reload. It looks like on Equifax, score went down 25 points. I bet you because maybe one of these accounts closed because of either non-usage or one reason or another, right? The other one has 13 accounts. So you can see that by closing an account, how that can affect you, right? Because if the total limit, I think was what, $53,000, $52,000 on the other one. You actually go back and verify. All right, $56,000, right? 78%. It went down 25 points because that one account slightly. Networks. I don't know which one it is, but it got closed. See what's going on with TransUnion. All right, same thing. So one of them reported, which maybe it hasn't caught up to Experian yet. and it's closed. That's why the score went down 34 points, right? Just one small mistake by inactivity or closing the account. Or even the creditors have the option to close it, for no reason, right? If they're monitoring you every month, if they're seeing a pattern that you're maxed out, you're in debt, or you will continuously late, they'll get notified. They can close the account so you minimize their risk. Okay, and Experian has this feature. You can do all 3 credit bureaus on a summary basis. So he still owes 43,000. Still has that account. 54 versus that's interesting. So there's a little discrepancy. Simply 10,000. There's one account here. Additional accounts total 54,000. Right, look at that. That might be a discrepancy on the credit bureaus, right? They're seeing 46,000 total limits. Total accounts 54,000. It's an error, right? It's small. They say 1 out of 4 Americans have a discrepancy on their credit bureau. Right? 9 inquiries, 2 and 7 for that side of things. But if this is, if something's accurate or inaccurate, a small discrepancy from here and here, can make a big difference. All right, so there's a little tutorial on how to use and interpret a credit report with Experian.